Get your free copy of the complete tutorial at www.teachucomp.com/free.
You can filter the data shown in a layer in the layer pane of a 3D Maps tour. To do this, open the 3D Maps tour to edit, and then expand the layer options for the desired layer in the layer pane. Click the arrow next to the Filters Layer Options to expand that layer options section. Then click and drag the data field that contains the values by which to filter the layer's data from the field list, and release it into the Filters section. The filter field then appears within this section of the layer pane with buttons to the right of the field's name. The filtering options for the selected data field also appear below the field's name. If you added a data field as a filter that contains text values, then you can filter the layer by the data field's values by checking or unchecking the checkboxes next to the unique values within the selected data field that appear below its name within the layer pane. Checked values will appear within the layer, and unchecked values will not appear. You can also check or uncheck the All checkbox to check or uncheck all the data field's values at once if needed. Alternatively, if you added a data field as a filter that contains numeric values, or if you want to filter by an aggregation function's values, you can click the Change Aggregation drop-down button to the right of the filter field's name to select the aggregation function to use. By default, the No Aggregation choice is selected for text fields, and the Sum function is selected for number fields. However, you can select a different aggregation function from this drop-down menu if desired. If you filter by aggregated values, then you must set the range of aggregated data values to show in the layer by dragging the endpoints of the value slider that appears below the data field's name in the layer pane inward. The values on the slider range from the lowest to the highest possible values for the selected type of aggregation function. Alternatively, if you want to set an advanced filter instead of selecting data field values or aggregate values, then click the Set an Advanced Filter button to the right of the filtering field's name in the layer pane. Note that advanced filters are applied by default to date fields when they are added as filter fields to the layer pane, and clicking this button instead switches them to display the date values from which you can select, like a text field. For the advanced filter, then use the first drop-down in the filter settings area below the filter field's name to select a comparison criteria. Next, use either the drop-down that appears below that to select a date value, or use the text field that appears instead to enter the text or number value against which to compare by using your selected comparison criteria. Then click either the AND or OR link to set the method of joining the two advanced criteria. Selecting AND means that data must match both criteria to appear in the layer. Selecting OR means data could match either criterion to appear within the layer. Then use the next drop-down below that to select the second comparison criteria. Then use the last drop-down or text field to select or enter the value against which to compare the second comparison criteria. Finally, click the Apply Filter button below the comparison criteria to apply it to the layer's data. To clear a filter field's filter values without removing the filter field, click the Clear Filter button to the right of the filtering field's name within the layer pane. Alternatively, to entirely remove a filtering field from the selected layer's filter section in the layer pane, click the Delete Filter button to the right of the filtering field's name in the filter section of the layer pane. Also, note that you can add multiple filtering fields to the filter section of the selected layer in the layer pane if you need to filter by multiple fields' values. However, you must set the filtering for each field separately. Their cumulative filtering then determines which data values to show or hide within the selected layer.
Like what you see? Pick up your free copy of the complete tutorial at www.teachucomp.com/free.